Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
The other dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Fantasy Sports and Politics. This is not my usual setup, as you know. I'm looking a little rough because I just woke up a little while ago. I mean, not too long ago, right? So I'm sitting in my living room, just chilling like a villain, and I forgot I had a show. I'm just going to be honest. So instead of going upstairs and getting all that other stuff, I'm just going to do it live from my phone. So anything I see or say, it is what it is, right? I want to first say, being a father, right? You always want to raise your sons just right. And I love my boys. One made me a grandfather, one just moved out. And I'm proud of both of them. But the one that just moved out, he's the oldest. And I expected to be joyful when that little guy moved out. I am actually sad. I really am. Because that's my first little boy. When my daughters moved out, it was different. Oldest daughter, different circumstances, different things happen. I'm used to it. Youngest daughter, it started when she went to college, and she hasn't been back. So I'm okay with it now, but that's been about 5-6 years. The oldest boy, he went to college. I was like, okay, cool. I was good with it. Then he didn't finish. He came back home. Kind of got attached to him, even though I was like, get out of my house, right? But now, in 2 days, less than 2 days, the little guy is like, and I'm like, oh man, and I'm helping him move stuff and all that. I didn't know how much my heart would hurt to see this little boy gone. He's starting his life with his girlfriend and all this stuff, but that hurt. It hurt. But I love him. So I just want to start off by saying to my firstborn son, I love you. I'm wishing you well. Daddy will always be daddy, and you're welcome to come back because you paid rent. But you got to get a little cleaner and a little quieter. But Daddy loves you. But on to today's show. First off, let me tell you, my buddy Chris Etter, he's a Buccaneers Patriots fan, really Tom Brady fan, right? But he's grown to be attached to the Buccaneers. Well, yesterday, the Bucs won, right? Barely. Sloppy game. Very sloppy game. So today, he is quietly rooting for the New Orleans Saints to win the game so that his Bucs can win the title of the South and move forward. I'm rooting for Atlanta, who I said was going to win the division to begin with. If they win today, it'll be a three-way tie, 8-9, 8-9, 8-9. But because Carolina has a tiebreaker over Atlanta, and Atlanta has a tiebreaker over Tampa, Carolina gets the title. So he and I are at odds. I've got to tell you that I'm not sure what took place with Atlanta. There were at least 4 games where they should have won and they lost in the last quarter or the last drive. This defense has been what I claimed it to be early on in the season. This running attack has been what I claimed it would be earlier on in the season. And it's not the quality of play, of teams they're playing, it's the quality of play that they're producing. Now, they almost gave up that win versus the Rams. Almost. But I venture to say this. The Atlanta Falcons, the players are fighting for Raheem Morris. They know they're out. They want to keep Raheem as head coach. Now, Arthur Blank has often said he wishes he never let Raheem out the door. Got him back. 2 subpar seasons. But this one was supposed to be the season, right? Didn't happen that way. But an 8-9 record tied for the division lead, knowing you can't win, that's positive. And showing what this team is doing is something awesome. Listen, I still believe Kyle Shanahan should win Coach of the Year for what he's done with the San Francisco 49ers and in their conditions. I don't care about, who has the best record or no. They got their butts whooped yesterday. Got it. San Fran got their butts whooped yesterday. But if you think about it, comeback player of the year and MVP, in my opinion, is CMC. He's carried that team when Brock Purdy wasn't there. He carried that team when Brandon Ayuk wasn't there. He carried that team after they traded Deebo Samuel. He carried that team when George Kittle got hurt. Going into the game, he had 399 touches. First in the NFL. Second in all scrimmage yards. Comeback player of the year, for sure. MVP, my opinion, yes. But losing that game yesterday probably knocked them out. Stafford? No, listen. Stafford did it with Puka Nacua. I get it. Puka was out maybe 2-3 games. He still had Adams. Put up great numbers. Great numbers. But no, I don't think so. Drake May. Now, I'll be honest with you. Second-year player getting MVP of the league. I can't say he doesn't deserve it because last year I actually thought Jaden Daniels should have been the MVP of the league for what he did with the Commanders. Winning the division. Right? Not winning the division. Having a 12 and 5 record going all the way to the NFC title game. But I get it. And somebody's knocking at my door. So y'all got to bear with me. You're going to walk through my house just a little bit. Okay? But that's what I see. Oh, here's the sun now. This is the son come on, son, that has left the house. And hello. I love him. And he's making me depressed because he left. Hey, I'm live. Be quiet. So anyway, I am. I miss you already. Shut up, boy. See, he's like his daddy. But anyway, Drake May getting the MVP, I can see that because he's doing exactly what Jaden Daniels did last year. Look at it. Turned a 3-14 team around, won the AFC East, stopping the Bills from getting the title. The number 2 seed so far. Literally, here's at the beginning of the preseason, I said the Steelers will go on to Super Bowl and win. Also said the Patriots would win at least 9 to 10 games. They've surpassed that. They have surpassed that. Okay? With that being the case, the Patriots, led by Drake May, are a powerful team and should, if it's not Christian McCaffrey, come on, son. Drake May gets it. Take the slushy maker.
I need a bath mats also that you can
You need a what?
bath mats for like bathrooms, like showers. Or like something for shower.
Yeah, y'all see why my son can't go on his own yet?
What are we talking
He's still shopping at the house. This is like the Huxtables. I'm Cliff Huxtable without the special pills to get what I need, right?
I'm taking this.
You are not
Taking this, the waffle mix. I need it.
Why do you need waffle? Okay. Needy children, right? Needy children. But I love that boy. He's my first son. I love him.
I love you too.
He's my baby boy. Not the baby, but anyway. I don't know if she's washing them or whatnot. Check the laundry room. Point being, ladies and gentlemen, Drake May, if not Christian McCaffrey, should be NFL MVP. That's it. Bottom line, up front. Bank it, book it. I'm going to bet on it. All right. Let's get to these games. So Jacksonville takes on Indianapolis, right? This is Phillip Rivers. I'm not sure if Phillip Rivers is playing or not. I saw something saying that he's not playing this last game. It is what it is. But either way, that team, they're competitive, but you're seeing how Indy needs a mobile quarterback. Daniel Dimes was mobile, and he was dropping dimes, or Indiana Jones, or however they called him, right? But he was able to get out of the pocket and be mobile and make plays with his feet while still distributing the ball downfield and using Jonathan Taylor. Phillips, 44. He is not in the best of shape and is not mobile. Has never been mobile. But he keeps, the team in the fight with his arm and his acumen. Jacksonville, they want to win this division. They have to win this game to win the division, because if not, and Houston wins, guess who gets the title? The team I said that wins it all. Houston. Now, listen, Jacksonville's playing Tennessee. Tennessee has come on as of late. They have not been a stellar team by far. It's less me, and more team activities. Therefore, they've been more competitive. So this is not going to be a cakewalk for Jacksonville to beat Houston. To beat Indy. It's not. Not at all. I think when you look at the grand scheme of things, Liam has done a great job in Jacksonville. He's also had the weapons to do so. Strong running game. Defense stepped up. Even when his star receiver was down, they made great work of what they did have. Jacksonville should win this game. Plain and simple. Should win this game, plain and simple. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. With that being said, let's move to the next game. Cincinnati at Cleveland. Look, Joe Burrow isn't a statue, but Myles Garrett's going to get that one sack. Put an asterisk beside it. I don't care. He's going to get that sack. Cleveland. Hear me out. I do not like Cleveland anymore for what they did to Shador at the beginning of the draft and all that other stuff. But Cleveland just might have the 2 rookies of the year. That's right. Fannin, the tight end, is coming from nowhere, even though he's out this game, could be rookie of the year. The receiver in Carolina has surpassed Ibuka. And after yesterday's performance, probably did. But Fannin has been that dog. And on the opposite side of the defense, hey, that dude, Swearinger, rookie. Think about this. This guy was a walk-on in college at what? UCLA? A walk-on. Gets drafted and seemingly is the consensus rookie defensive player of the year. The dude, he's not playing this week. He's injured. He's out. But the dude is a monster as a rookie. I'm going to say this, and I wish I had the video to play it. When the Cleveland Browns owner said Shadur Sanders is the sole responsibility of drafting him by the GM, you probably gave that guy GM of the year now that Shadur is playing. Because every rookie he drafted this year has played and contributed, even Dylan Gabriel. Gabriel is not. Come on, y'all. Come on. He's going to be Shadur's backup as long as Shadur's in Cleveland, or as long as he's in Cleveland. But Fannin, Shadur, the running backs, Judkins, out for this season. Linebacker, dude, what I'm telling you is Cleveland had a very nice draft class, and it kind of got overshadowed because Shadur slipped to the 5th round. But if the owner, who said he did not want Shadur, now we already know because it's on tape. He's the one that said Andrew Berry, that's his pick. So what does that make you look like, owner? Shadur's going to continue to develop, and he's going to continue to be great. Cleveland is not going to win this game versus Cincinnati, but they have a great nucleus. So take Cleveland in this game. Cincinnati in this game. My Commanders versus the Eagles. The Eagles are sitting people. The Commanders are trying to find people. Let's just keep it real. The Commanders need a little bit of work. And Josh Johnson has never won a game for us. Maybe he won one. I don't know. I don't think that you're going to see a great deal of good things in this game. Philly's going to rest folks. They're going to win the game. Washington's going to give a great effort. I mean, Jakarski Merritt, a.k.a. Bill, he seemingly is going to be the guy for them. But where Washington messed up at the beginning of the year is trading Brian Robinson Jr. to San Francisco because it's evident they are missing a power running back. Evident. So Chris Rodriguez, he got hurt, but I thought he would be the guy to do it all. But, it is what it is. But I got Philly in this game. I got Atlanta. I already told you I got Atlanta beating. If I did not, I've got Atlanta beating the Saints. I want the Saints to be piss poor and gone. Chris Olave is not playing. That's where Sal or Show, can't get his name right, was making all those points for you in your fantasy playoff push, but he's out. Olave has a blood clot in his throat. So he's got to go to Johnson. He's got to go somewhere else. But I think Atlanta destroys them, right? What else we got today? Look, Detroit, Chicago. Detroit disappointed me because I had them as my other pick to go to the Super Bowl. But that's not going to happen. Obviously, they're eliminated. Chicago gets the number 2 seed if they beat Detroit. We kind of seen this story before. Detroit's eliminated. A team has a chance to go to the playoffs and do something great. Detroit spoils it. That was Detroit Green Bay. Now it's Detroit Chicago. I don't know how long they're going to play their starters in Chicago. Honestly, I don't think they should play them at all, just to be honest, because they don't have a bye. The number 2 seed is great, but you still got to play on Saturday or next Sunday. Outside of that, I will tell you that it's different. It is very different. Chicago fans are bear down. Yeah, yeah. And Detroit is looking to figure out what went wrong. I told you guys at the beginning of the season, offensive coordinator. Now, they took the calls away from the offensive coordinator now because Johnson is now the head coach in Chicago. Now, Detroit already beat Chicago first time around, right? But that guy knows what he's doing. Anybody that says that coaching a QB that has talent to play a lot better than what they did a year before has no idea what they're talking about in sports, because that coach gives that player new insights and views he didn't have. The performance of that QB is directly tied to every coach. So again, anyone saying that's not the case, I would not take their advice, because obviously they don't know football, or at least the quarterback position, right? Shots fired. I'm gonna just say it out there like that. Now Detroit, they have nothing to prove, nothing to stand for, but you know, the head coach calling the plays still doesn't look the same. I'm telling you, Johnson's play calling is superb. That's why I wanted him in Washington. But with that being the case, hopefully they sit some folks and Detroit wins, because Detroit needs this win. Ever since Amon-Ra St. Brown imitated, and I want to talk about this, but I can't. I can't talk about it too much because this is the football portion. But I got a lot to say about the current president of the United States. I got a lot to say, but I'm not going to say it right now. Not the forum, right? But ever since St. Brown did that, the Lions have only won 2 games. Anything associated with that man goes to the toilet, and apparently we are as well. But I'm not going to talk about that. Not going to talk about that. But this game, Detroit wins. Let's talk about Dallas and the Giants. Dak wanted to play so badly, he had to beg his head coach to play. That's the rumor, right? Jerry and everybody wanted to sit him, but he wants to play. How long he plays, I don't know. The Giants, they went from having the number 1 pick in the draft, if they had lost to the Raiders, to I think number 6. I think. So if the Giants lose this game, they still can't move up to number 1. Unless for some reason, somehow, the Raiders beat the Chiefs. We'll get to that in a minute. But the Cowboys, look, they suck. I know Washington sucks worse this year, but all of you Cowboy fans out there, to include my coaching partner out there, Coach Jose, and his son Jose, and any other Cowboy fan out there, you all suck. The team sucks. There is nothing pleasant about the Cowboys except the fantasy value of the Cowboys. You trade or you cut Your best cornerback, who you just paid like 2 years ago, reportedly over the fact he wanted to stay home in DC after that game to be closer to his family. And when you said no, he said he's going to fly back with you guys and then catch the first flight back to DC so he can be with his family. That's the report. Now he's in Green Bay. Make that make sense, Mr. Jones? Because you still got to pay the dude. Green Bay picked him up, so they're responsible for his contract this year. But the Cowboys got to pay some of that guaranteed money in his contract for the next, 2-3 years? I think it's 2 years because it's a 4-year deal, which is whatever. Whatever. The problem is the Giants don't have the weaponry on the outside right now because Malik Neighbors is down to take advantage of Bland. Bland is their next best cornerback. They paid him this year. But Dart shouldn't play in this game. I believe he's questionable or he's not going to play. But the Cowboys should win this game easy, even without Williams at running back. Javonte Williams placed on the IR, got it. They got a couple guys down there. I believe Blue is going to start. Elijah Blue is going to start for the Cowboys, I believe. With Dak in there throwing the ball, CD and to Pickens, don't know how long they're going to play. I still think the Cowboys win this game. Just my thought. Okay. Let's get to this evening game, right? Oh, it's Houston and the Colts. Oh my God, Houston and the Colts. I said Jacksonville and the Colts. Jacksonville beats Tennessee. Houston beats Indy. Duh. All right. Pittsburgh and the Ravens. Comes down to a head-up matchup. Head up. The thing is, no DK, so no deep threat. But you still got Adam Thielen, Montez Scantling, who's a deep threat, but his hands are so iffy. You got the running game, Warren and Gainwell, who's used more in the passing game, though. You're going to be without Washington, who broke his forearm, 6'6", 300-pound tight end, out. So Johnny Smith should probably step up, right? Pat Frymouth should get more, right? We'll see. The Ravens, to my dismay, last week, because I was going to win my championships, they ran Derrick Henry like a monster. Derrick Henry had 3 touchdowns, 150 whatever yards. But can they do that versus Pittsburgh this week? I think they can. I honestly think they can. But I think this offensive coordinator is going to do what he's done in the playoffs before, which is stupid to me. Put it in the hands of Lamar and not run Derrick as much. The game's in Pittsburgh. It's on grass, right? Of course you're going to give it to Derrick Henry, but the Ravens have had an issue with giving it to Derrick when they're supposed to give it to Derrick. Last week they did it. Screwed me, but it's okay. But with that being the case, I don't think the Ravens are going to do as well as they should, and they're going to lose this game. Harbaugh's job is safe, though. I'm going to tell you, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Now, the defensive coordinator, he might be gone for sure, especially if they give up a lot of yards in this game. If it's a close game, maybe not. But if it's a blowout, because Aaron Rodgers wants to throw the ball. He wants to prove a point. He really wants to prove a point, right? I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I also call Pittsburgh to go to the Super Bowl. Might not happen, but I'm calling it. So I got Pittsburgh winning versus the Ravens tonight. Um, Raiders and Kansas City. Look, they told Max Crosby, we're gonna sit you down, go and get the surgery you need. This is probably Pete Carroll's last uh, head coaching gig in the NFL. I believe he's going to be released. All of his staff have been fired, pretty much. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator. Those are the major ones, right? Only person left is Pete. So Pete has got to see the writing on the wall. That writing says, get us this number one pick. You're still fired, but we'll let you say you're going to retire or something. If somehow, some way, and it's possible because Kansas City's not playing with all their weapons, the Raiders win this game and they lose that first overall pick, I expect Pete Carroll to be fired in the locker room. I do. If they win this game. Isaiah Pacheco, he should be running this ball heavy. Right? Rashee Rice is on IR. This is Travis Kelsey's last game, reportedly. Hollywood Brown and Juju and maybe Worthy, because Worthy is questionable to doubtful. So I'll wait to. Well, I can't wait because the game is going to happen after the show. But those are your starting wide receivers. Don't let Gentry get loose. You let Gentry get loose, it's going to be over. It's going to be over. We're going to tell you that right now. Also, take note. Geno Smith is probably done. So I expect if the Raiders get the overall pick, even though they just paid Geno, that's also Pete's guy. My guy from Indiana, the Heisman Trophy winner, first overall pick, going to the Raiders. And that is not a bad move at all. What they need to do, if they do that, the Raiders need to trade back up into the first round and get a solid left tackle. A solid left tackle, if they pick him number one overall. Why? Because he's going to be a blindside tackle for your, number one pick. And if he's a good mauling left tackle, Genty's going to have the left side to run behind. Just like the 49ers do with Trent Williams. A lot of Christian McCaffrey's big runs come off the left side when Trent Williams is there. It's no coincidence that teams that are in the playoffs consistently and contenders consistently have a dominant left tackle and or dominant offensive line because they run the ball well or they pass protect extremely well. So I got to pick Casey to win this game. The Raiders might Raider and win the game, though. I'm serious because I don't have that much confidence in the quarterback in Kansas City. He's not good. He's a young guy. Got it. Not young, but young in the NFL. But nah, I don't see it. Okay. Um, who do I have? I've got Green Bay because I can't see all the matchups, right? Green Bay, I believe they're playing the Rams. I believe. I don't want to get off the screen to check. I don't have my list in front of me. But uh they're not playing the Rams because Green Bay is favorite to win this game and they're playing with their third string quarterback. They're playing Minnesota. That's what it is. That's what it is. They're playing Minnesota. Green Bay and Minnesota. I don't care for this game. Green Bay cannot improve their positioning. The biggest disappointment has been Justin Jefferson because of the quarterback. I I did not trust McCarthy at all. And I had an opportunity to get Justin Jefferson. Nope. Nope. Because I didn't think McCarthy was ready. Not at all. Well, we see what's happening. Jetta is not even getting 1,000 yards this year. I don't think. Ridiculousness. Ridiculousness. Uh Again, it's not a game I care to see. Um Minnesota should win with that defense. It's a great defense uh against a third string quarterback. I don't care if Diggs is there in Green Bay. Um Mason is a capable running back to take over for Aaron Jones. I don't think Aaron Jones is playing this game. So yeah, I got Minnesota beating Green Bay all day. Um, Miami. I gotta see who Miami's playing. Uh, it's so many games in my head right now that I'm thinking about them and trying to figure it out. But it is what it is. If I miss a game, I miss a game. I apologize. Uh, but I know I'm gonna miss a game because I didn't talk about Miami. I didn't talk about the Rams. Uh, but I don't think Miami's playing the Rams. I got to look at the schedule. Again, I'm downstairs. I don't have all my stuff in front of me. So this isn't the best broadcast, but my knowledge is still up here, just not of every game that's happening this week. Uh, I hope that the playoffs in the NFL aren't as exciting as the playoffs in the college football ranks. I'm moving there. Every top seed except for the number one seed, which is Indiana, has lost. 2, 3, 4, and 5, all eliminated. And unless Ole Miss can stop that Miami running attack, which is crazy, Miami's gonna go to the college football championship. Beck will do what Cam Ward could not do. And Cam Ward had more players. Now you might hear my wife in the background because she's walking in on the phone and she doesn't know that I'm streaming live. But that's her in the background. But Beck is doing what Ward could not do, which was take the team to the next level. Now, I don't want to see Michael Irvin whipping no Gatorade cans with his belt or nothing like that. He done started a trend. But Ole Miss, if you don't get your stuff together and play a full 4 quarters and not just a half, Miami's going to run the rock all over you, and Beck is going to be a managing quarterback that does excellent work. On the other side, Oregon, you big piece of caca, caca, caca. Look, Oregon and Indiana is a rematch. Last time, Indiana beat them by 7, right? That's a Big Ten rivalry. Yes, if you didn't know by now, Oregon was in the Big Ten. Indiana, under that head coach who said, yeah, Google me, I'm a winner. He is a monster, dude. Dude knows how to win, right? He's taken this team from obscurity to the number one seed and quite possibly to the national championship. I believe Indiana is going to beat Oregon hands down. And I understand that the other quarterback, Moore, is like supposed to be the second best quarterback in the draft. He's okay. I don't think he's that good. I really don't think he's that good. I think he's a project, so probably a fifth rounder, in my opinion. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So we'll see. But Indiana versus Miami is my pick for the national championship game. It's going to be epic. It is going to be epic. With that being the case, I'm going to end this show because I don't want to overtalk my wife because she's in the background. But I appreciate you all for tuning in. And look, I know I didn't get to all the NFL games because I don't have them off the top of my head. But it's been a very fruitful. Oh, before I go, let me talk about the fantasy championships I was in. I was in 7. I was in 7 championships, right? Or the championship rounds. I was in 5 championships and 2 third place matchups. Well, in my league, I told you Derrick Henry screwed me. Derrick Henry and Brock Purdy together screwed me. I mean, it was like Ice Cube, no Vaseline. And it was so insurmountable, right? My team did well, but we just couldn't get over the hump in my league, so I finished second in the big lucrative league. Yeah, I got that title. Just waiting for the payout, right? In another league, I finished third because I was one of the third place opportunities that I should have been in first, but I got beat the week before, obviously. I won 3 championships over an ESPN and finished third in one of them. And over in NFL.com, I won 1 championship and finished second in there. So I have a total of 4 titles this year. I wish I had a total of 7, but I didn't. I didn't win them all. Can't win them all. But to me, that says, because I pretty much drafted the same team in almost every league. Almost every league was the same team, pretty much. A couple people here and there. Lamar not playing really, really hurt me. Really, really hurt me. I think if Lamar was playing last week, Derrick Henry probably still does what he does, but Lamar gets me those points. I had to use Geno Smith last week in 3 leagues, and it sucked. It sucked the life right out of my team. But, that's what happens when you're banking on a guy and then your other starter doesn't play or gets hurt. So, with that being said, that's how my fantasy season ended. Next year, we're going to win them all. Got to get them all like Pokemon, right? So that's what we're going to do. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. I know I started late. I'm not in my usual location in front of my computer. You got to see my son, and I love that boy. Hurt my heart that he's gone, but he'll be back. And you got to see a little bit of my house. This has been my episode of Cribs. Not really. But we'll see you next week. All right? We're out.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble! You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Derek's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy,
listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?